DA, and a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You take a look at the Celtics. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
And I think the Nets, they're just right now outperforming those preseason predictions. And that's because they're getting help from some unlikely sources.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Monk and Batum, the wings. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. And it's Simmons in at point. And for the Nets, inside we got Prince and Jordan. Kyrie Irving is out there with Che. And it's Durant in at the three, the small forward. When you're a championship contender, Chris, what are the aspects, the characteristics of an offense that is needed to get to that level?
You have to be balanced. You just can't be an inside team that can't shoot threes. You can't be a team that just shoot threes. You have to have guys that can dribble, that can get their own shot. You need guys that can catch and be standstill shooters as well, so that when you have the guys that dribble and get that space, their hands are ready and they're already ready. They're already prepared to shoot. And then it'd be really nice to have a post player, a dominant inside finisher, a guy that once he gets it in the painted area, everyone's going to have to watch out because he's going to dunk on him and make a poster.
Here's Irving. And here's Che. Jordan trying to free himself up. The baseline jump shot true from Che. Che's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Nets. Now Simmons. He's provided them with some scoring punch and is averaging 13 points a game. Good D by Jordan. Che passes to Prince. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And you love this with Che, the ability to see the whole floor and find the open man.
Passes it to Washington. Here's Monk. The shot, no good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Last time they met was in Charlotte, where they beat the Hornets.
And the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
And that's what led them to a blowout win. Offensively, they were solid, but their defense was what really carried it.
And how about he takes on the defender head on and then throws down the two-hander.
Nice. Straight power there. Straight power.
Yeah, and the Hornets, they'll be one of the more disciplined teams you'll find in this league. I mean, they keep mistakes to a minimum on both sides of the ball. That's a big part of why the Hornets are tough to play.
Just 5 on the clock. Irving passes to Che. Outside Durant. Releases. Zeller grabs the board.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Monk. Here's Washington. Prince with the defensive effort.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything it can.
And the dunk by Che.
I tell you what, that was explosive. Che saw a lane and didn't hesitate.
For Charlotte, they've gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. And Chris, for the Hornets, as we know, their coach Borrego preaches preparation.
Well, yeah, and it shows it up in the stats, Kevin. I mean, they're the best in taking care of the ball. The team does not take silly fouls on defense.
Charlotte needs to get a shot off. Here's Washington. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the inside. And Durant gets it to go. The assist by Che.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And Simmons has got the ball here for Charlotte. Trailing here by 8. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
And those are the games that really hurt. I mean, you're playing well, the effort's there, and in the end, it still isn't enough.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
at center. So that's the Nets 5. Monk, the pass to Bridges. Banked in off the glass. Bridges has got the lead up to 7 now for Charlotte.
Yeah, first year for Coach Borrego as a head coach, but he had a solid start. He's from the Popovich coaching tree. He was given the reins of the Hornets, and he was tasked with improving their offense.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Monk. And with Borrego as coach, offense certainly was more fluid.
Yeah, Borrego, he stresses ball movement. He encourages his players to look for early offense, more spacing in his system that benefits the whole roster.
Free throw, good. Jimmy.
And you look at stars in this league, not that many went to all 4 years of college. But don't tell that to Che.
Irving's checked in for Dinwiddie. Charlotte also making some changes. Zeller comes in for Biyombo. And Washington subbed in for Williams. Nets trail by 5. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. On the wing, Che. He's coming off a 25-point game against Denver.
Yeah, and as good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him. The defense with no impact at all. Just didn't have the feel for his jump shot.
In the corner, it's Monk. Finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
How about the quickness of that release by Monk? An experienced catch-and-shoot player who feels comfortable firing from deep.
Che kicks to Irving. Good, and the assist goes to Che.
Don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
Outside, Simmons. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by.
And really, that's the brilliance of Jordan. Just denying those shots there with tremendous power.
Che outside. There's the lob to the hoop. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop to the middle. Bridges shot. Good. And it's an 8-point Charlotte lead.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior. 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
And with Cody Zeller, he has a very workmanlike approach when he's on the floor.
Yeah, Kevin, and that's what Zeller is all about, playing a simple meat and potatoes type game. I mean, what he does won't show up in the box score, but it'll show up in the stands.
Simmons with it. He's coming off a 13-point game against Washington. 5 to shoot. From deep 3-point range, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And a new group in for the Nets. Here's Dinwiddie. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Over Monk. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They played the better game so far, but their work is far from...
Thank you, Kevin. Che, it is amazing how quickly you have adjusted to the speed of the NBA. Is Rookie of the Year something that's already crossed your mind?
Yeah. Hey, I'm still trying to grasp the playbook, man, you know? Yeah, I've hit some shots. I've made some plays. But as soon as I start working...
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. What can you say, guys? Miles Bridges, an impressive effort here today.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Monk and Batum, the wing. And it's Simmons in at the 1. Injuries can play such a big part in a player's career. Which guys strike you, Chris, as the biggest what-if stories? Have they stayed healthy?
Wow. I mean, you got to start, in my mind, I got to go to a guy like Grant Hill. He was Mr. Triple-Double. He and Jason Kidd, to me, were almost the same players, just in different bodies. When Grant started his career off in Detroit, and to see him get injured, man, that just hurt me because he had so much potential. Even though he had a great career, I still think about him. How about Greg Oden? He got hurt in his senior year, had to shoot free throws with his left hand, and then he comes into the league, and the big fella just had to battle injuries. I feel sorry for that big fella because he was so skilled in the game.
Here's Washington, and that one is stuffed right through. Now here's Shea. 8 points for him. Feeds it to Prince, and stolen by Zeller. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
And how committed is Monk there on the attack to the rim? Well, when he puts it on the deck, he's looking to take it all the way.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Hornet lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Shea. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
The long, slender body of Batum helping him right there. I mean, he's used all that athleticism to knock down the bucket.
Jordan's shot is off.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Well, last season, Malik Monk got more chances on the floor. He still showed a bit of inconsistency, and that's going to be something that he'll have to smooth out with time.
And Chris, you forget just how young Monk was when he came into the NBA.
Yeah, true. His game was very raw, and it's still a work in progress. But you see the flashes of what he's capable of. And Kevin, ultimately, you want him to be better on the defensive end as well.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Chandler comes in for Taurean Prince. And Murray subbed in for Kevin Durant. Charlotte also making some changes. Rambo, he's checked in for Washington. And it's Bridges in for Simmons.
He gets the playground jumper and can't make good on it. You don't get many chances easier than that.
Monk kicks to Batum. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Nets making a change here. Allen's checked in. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for the Hornets. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Monk for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Monk's got the lead up to 11 now for Charlotte.
And you gotta love that three-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go in from deep.
And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Batum.
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
Dinwiddie is checked in for the Nets. And with the likely return of prep to pro prospects, Chris, some have argued for a high school combine to help determine who's ready to make the leap and who isn't.
I'm not really there with the high school combine. I still think that, you still have a level of college or a level of professionalism that can happen after. And I don't believe until you're ready to be evaluated for the pros immediately, should you have that combine. Your bodies are still growing. I talked to Jaren Jackson just yesterday, and he told me that he grew 2 inches over last summer. So I think it's a little unfair to judge these guys that early when their bodies and mentality still has a lot of development left.
Batum pushes to Biyombo, and the dunk by Biyombo.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
Wound up there for Allen. Kidd-Gilchrist with the steal. For Murray. A shot by Batum, no good. Nets trail by 9. Shea passes to Allen. Good. And it's Shea picking up the assist. Shea's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Charlotte calls timeout. Brooklyn making some changes. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. On the wing, Williams, guarded by Prince. Here's Washington, good on the 7-footer. Washington's got 4 points now in the quarter.
His teammates keep getting him the ball in his favorite spots. He's done a lot for his shooting percentage.
Inside, we got Prince and Jordan. Irving is out there with Che. And it's Durant in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Pass to Washington. Shot clock at 6. Williams finds Zeller. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And it's off from 3-point range. Down low. And Durant gets it to go. The assist by Che. And that's 11 points for Kevin Durant.
When you need a big bucket, you were looking for Durant every chance you get. He has delivered so many times in that situation.
Prince against Kid Gilchrist. Over to the wing. Outside Williams. Outside Kid Gilchrist. They get a hand on it. Irving with the steal. It's good. This game is all even.
Oh, man, you got to appreciate the poise of Irving. He's always composed, especially on important possessions.
And the Hornets call time here. Shea really making a difference.
He's running wild. They had to call a timeout just to take away at least some of his momentum.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Miles Bridges.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Williams. Malik Monk comes in for Biamba. And Simmons subbed in for Kid Gilchrist. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear James Borrego coaching his team during the break. He said to them, that's the kind of effort we need to bring every night. We're right in this thing, but it's going to take sustained effort to close it out. Now let's bring it home. Kevin, back to you.
The drive by Che. Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam.
So impressive. The fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, true, but we'll see if they can keep forging ahead. For now, you got to give them credit for coming back.
There's the pass to Washington. Fires from the line. Good!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
Shea drives in. Zeller grabs the board.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Shea passes to Prince. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Got a piece of it, and now they decide to foul intentionally. And an intentional foul right there. It's the first, and that puts them up by 5.
And Monk is an interesting player, a combo guard with fantastic scoring potential, quick on both ends of the floor. Perfectly done at the stripe there. That brings their lead up to an even more comfortable level.
And so they foul intentionally.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Charlotte, Malik Monk. Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Timeout called the Nets. They're trailing by 8. 5 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
Yeah, it's so important at this stage in the game for everyone to be on the same page and working together.
Seconds left in the game. Harris, no good. And so it's Charlotte with the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Olin, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Yo, Che.
What's up?
I want you to meet Chris. All right, he trains a lot of our guys in the offseason.
Oh, I know Chris, man. I follow you on Instagram. What's up?
Big fan of your game, Che.
For real?
Yeah, gotta respect someone that stands up for what's right.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
So look, if you ever want to get in the gym, just hit me up. We can get to work.
For sure.
I got a lot of trust in Chris. All right, use him. He's a good resource.
Will do, man. I'll take you up on that.
Appreciate the trust, Coach.
All right, guys.
Big game tonight, Che. Grabbing the first double-double of your career. How does it feel?
It feels great, Ted. It shows me that my hard work is starting to pay off.
Is this a new normal for you?
A new normal? I don't know. Could be, but I don't want to put pressure on myself like that. If it happens, it happens. If not, it's all good. I'm still going to approach the game the same way. So, it's no big deal to me.
Thanks, Che. That's it from me.
Anyone else?
No, good.
All right, thanks, guys.
You were balling out there tonight, Che. Nice game.
Thanks, Vinny.
It's got to sting a little bit when you're setting everyone up, but you just can't get over the hump. Is that on your teammates?
Well, yeah, it hurts to lose, but it's not on my teammates. It's on all of us. Offense, defense, it doesn't matter. It's a team game. We win together, we lose together. What up, Levi?
This party's crazy. Hey, there's a great spread over there. There's some cupcakes that look like headphones. Highly recommend. The pulled pork sliders, I would avoid.
Right.
It's all over there.
All right.
Don't be shy. Come on, get out there. Everybody's looking for you. Enjoy yourself.
Yo, Chris, what's down?
Yo, Che, what's good? Ready to put this work in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Sure.
You got it. You got it. Come on, man.
Nice work. That was good.
Thanks, man.
Look, if you keep working the way you did, sky's the limit. No doubt in my mind.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Hit me up next time you want to work. I basically live in the gym.
Sure. I'll hit you up, bro.
All right.
All right, peace. Hey, don't kill nobody on the court, all right?
You guys ready to hammer out this deal?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Here's what they're starting with. Fantastic. Looking forward to a long and healthy relationship.
Me too, man.
Thanks, Che.
You're welcome. See y'all later, all right?
All right.
After the first few qualifiers last year, we saw the meta change before the tournament even started. Do you have any tips for this year? Any insight?
Definitely some insight. First things first, the Andre Iguodala Spotlight packs are actually out today. So that's a great opportunity for people to upgrade their lineups. You got the Pink Diamond Andre Iguodala if you evolve him all the way up through. In addition, there are some great new cards coming out in the set. You got Pink Diamond Allen Iverson. He's going to be a beast. He's going to be absolutely awesome. He may not shoot as many threes as you like, but
those handles, though.
He is going to have great handles.
This is Hank and the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex, the official home of your Brooklyn Nets.
Get hip or get stung.
For a special occasion, I stay ready cause destiny impatient. Changes, I've been seeing.
Let's take the starting lineup for the visiting Brooklyn Nets. At center, DeAndre at center. Basketball fan!
For a long time, the Raptors playing, and the game is going global. You're right. Thank you, DA. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
And you look at Lowry. He's not too far away from his spot in the starting five. A lot of votes have been coming his way.
And even if he doesn't get the fan votes he needs to become a starter, you have to believe he'll be a part of the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Jared Allen is out there with Durant. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Freak in at the 2. And for Toronto, on the wings, Powell and Anunoby. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. And it's Lowry in at the point guard position. Smitty, the increased pace of the game, how does that affect players, you think, trying to get through the season in terms of, say, fatigue?
You know, I think for the teams that those coaches understand, they do a great job of playing 10, 11, 12 guys throughout the season. It usually bodes well. It's those organizations that's going 6, 7, only 8 deep. You see those guys start to fatigue, and any injury, then you really see it shows up on paper and on the floor when you're not a deep team.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
The Nets shooting their first free throw of the game right now. And the free throw, no good.
And during last season's playoffs, we heard the Bucks complaining about Drake's theatrics on the sidelines. Smitty, do you see any problem with that?
You know, GA, first of all, we know Drake is very animated. He's a part of this organization. We got to know he's a Toronto native, and he loves this team. Yes, it's a problem when it starts to affect the game. But if not, I think all teams, especially the Bucks last year in the playoffs, you just got to focus and play.
And stolen by Freak. Irving kicks to Freak. To the middle. Here's Allen. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. They get Marc Gasol. For Brooklyn, they have shot just 1 free throw. They're missing that one early.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
For the Raptors, their last game, a loss to Los Angeles. Siakam looking around. Pass to Powell from past the arc. Allen with the rebound. Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now here's Freak, guarded by Powell. Here's Freak. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
And watching Che, you can see that he is starting to put in the extra work in the gym. It takes a lot of reps to make it in the NBA, and the results are starting to show.
Well, you said it. It isn't just the skill improvement. Extra workouts go a long way in building camaraderie with the rest of your team. All those things are right in there. The Raptors have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
The Raptors making a switch here. Van Vliet's checked in.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Irving. Averaging 13 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
It's not the monster game that we see from him occasionally, but it's still incredibly impressive.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
This is my type of approach. Get some high percentage looks. Then later, you can play inside out.
Here's Van Vliet following the bucket by the Nets. Four on the shot clock. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Here's Lowry. Gasol trying to free himself up. Lowry, good.
At just 6 feet tall, you're going to shoot a lot of contested jumpers, but Lowry's one of the best at getting the space he needs.
Now here's Freak. 14 points from him the last game against Charlotte. Outside, KD. It's Freak, top of the key. 17-foot shot on the way. They grabbed their own miss. Back to Jordan. Passes to Durant. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
Over a decade in Memphis for Marc Gasol. Even played his high school basketball there. Now a new phase.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And when you spend it... Brooklyn shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight. And the free throw drops for LeVert. And before his scary foot dislocation in November of 2018, Karis LeVert enjoying a breakout season. Greg even garnering some most improved buzz around the NBA.
Yeah, and fortunately, the injury not as bad as it looked initially. Yeah, he's looking to continue that impressive trajectory.
Setting the floor for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Durant. Then it's Freak. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Irving at the point. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Freak in their last outing against the Hornets was phenomenal. He finished with 14 points. He was so skilled at earning trips to the line, he frustrated defense in the process. He was certainly effective, doing a little bit of everything for his squad. Kevin, they have to appreciate that kind of effort.
Nice work, David. Thank you. Greg, he did some fantastic things in that one. He made a huge impact.
And I look for him to try and repeat that performance here tonight. I really do.
And I'm sure coach is hoping for that as well, but every night's different. Who knows, maybe someone else will have to step up this time.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
They did a better job of getting it inside in that first. They've lost some of that physical edge here.
3 seasons at Indiana for OG Anunoby and the 23rd pick of the 2017 draft. Greg, talk about his game.
You know, NBA ready physically from day one. You know, still working for consistency with his shooting, especially at the free throw line. But I like his potential as a two-way player.
Smitty, at the defensive end, who are the best players in the league at selling a charge call?
I would say Kyle Lowry is one of my favorites. Marcus Smart, P.J. Tucker. Those are the guys that come to mind that do it well. They take charges and also they sell it.
Yeah, Tucker in particular, and I love Lowry, but Tucker's, he'll take it, and you know it hurts, but he takes it every game and multiple times a game, right? I mean, wow.
Yes, indeed.
Here's Siakam, fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And I'll tell you, Siakam is like a spider in terms of his balance, his reach. He can overwhelm you.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Toronto.
Well, last season, Pascal Siakam more than doubled his scoring. Dramatic improvement as a shooter from the perimeter and the line.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. 1:16 left in the first half of basketball. Van Vliet looking around. Ring shot on the way. Lowry can't get it to go. And we've seen his shooting improve. But Siakam also very dangerous off the bounce.
Yeah, reason why, Kevin, he's becoming a great ball handler. They trust him to press the attack and to get into the lane.
Now here's Van Vliet. Following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Got a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving. That one's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Clock at 6. Lowry against Irving. It's Lowry again missing.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Freak passes to KD. Here's Freak, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And this is his second trip to the line in the game. And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good from Freak. But three, and no good on the last second attempt this time. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. It's the Nets up by 10. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Look at Freak in this game. Guys, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, the passing he brings to the table on full display through the first two quarters.
The engine that makes them run. He's been able to push the action, and he's making great decisions.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So for Toronto right now, Lowry and Powell, the guards. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. And it's Gasol in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Siakam. The pass to Powell. And he makes good on the layup. Powell's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Raptors.
The defense cannot afford to give him an inch that close to the basket because he will burn you every time.
And Brooklyn turns it over again. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Lowry.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
Anunoby, good.
This is what I like about Lowry. Not just looking for his shot, even though he's an excellent scorer.
An accomplished family for Anunoby. His father's a professor. His brother played pro football.
And OG Anunoby, he's put together like a football player himself. A powerfully built player for a wing.
And on the way from Irving for three. Raptors trail by 6. Powell for 3. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Toronto making a change here. Boucher is checked in, and the Nets also making a change. LeVert's checked in for Freak. Brooklyn leading by 6. Irving kicks to KD. Back to Irving. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Out to the right wing. Oh, wide open look for Gasol. Off target from three-point range. Both teams making substitutions here. Siakam passes to Hollis Jefferson. Lowry against Dinwiddie. Here's the teardrop. Van Vliet. And the Raptors miss again. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Pass to Freak. "19 seconds left to play in the third. And that one drops for him.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all times.
Out to the right wing. Lowry for 3. No good that time. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more in store for you right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so Siakam will bring it up for Toronto, trailing by 10. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. So for Brooklyn now, Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Freak. Then it's Joe Harris. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Caruge in at the 4. Knocked loose and stolen by Siakam. Now that one from Van Vliet.
He just takes off and takes it the distance.
Yeah, he's a one-man show in transition. Impressive play, taking it right to the rim.
Caruge passes to Freak. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Sunday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Philadelphia 76ers. Then on Tuesday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
No good on the second free throw.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
Teardrop shot. That shot off the mark. Some solid defense from Freak.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Dinwiddie kicks to Harris. Lets the three fly. Brooklyn gets it back with the new shot clock at 14. And Brooklyn with another turnover here. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Marcus All's checked in for Ibaka. OG Anunoby comes in for Hollis Jefferson. And it's Powell in for Kyle Lowry. Then for the Nets, Jared Allen's checked in for Caruch. Kevin Durant comes in for Harris. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Now Freak after the missed three from Marc Gasol. Now here's Freak. Defense is right there. Siakam against Irving. The Nets need to get a shot off here. It's tipped, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
This is what we talk about, valuing each possession, avoiding the...
Now here's Lowry. From deep. Misses the shot. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Congrats on the win tonight, Che. You guys have come out of the gate very strong this year. What has been the key to the hot start?
Hey, DA, man, we know what's at stake, man. We're on a mission this season. You know, we won't be taking any prisoners. It's get up our way or get run over, man. That's how we see it. So, let's get it.
That is a team that's going to be tough to move around and beat down the stretch. Congratulations, guys.
David, thank you as always.
Is crucial in today's NBA, okay? And how you approach it says a lot about how good you are as a coach.
The professor is in. Teach time.
You guys ready to hammer out this deal?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Here's what they're starting with. Fantastic. Looking forward to a long and healthy relationship.
Me too, man.
Thanks, Jay.
You're welcome. See y'all later, all right?
All right.
Hey, what you working on? I see you want to work on finishing at the hoop. Let's get started.
Bring it in, everyone! Before we get started, I want to introduce you to a special guest, Dr. J himself, Julius Irving. He'll be here observing with the coaching staff today, so let's put in a strong effort and show him how we do things around here. We have got to find a way to create more scoring opportunities in transition. All right, Let's get set up and start practice.
Let's go.
Outstanding effort. Now let's set up the next drill.
Get your mind right.
Now we're rolling.
Vai. Welcome po sa stream. Ako po lang si Chooks. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Like, don't forget to like and share, subscribe. Mag-donate po tayo ng star para po tuloy-tuloy po ang ating streaming.
Yo, it's the 2KMC, and with winter arriving in the neighborhood, we got the latest events.
Yung one viewer po natin dyan, mag-donate po kayo.
Fort Conqueror and a winter neighborhood. Is there a better combo? Don't answer that. And next week, it's the 7th Rebels Ridge Tournament of Champions. There are only 2 events left, and the overall winner is headed to Chicago for NBA All-Star Weekend. If you're feeling that draft, close the door. Or
Para po may pamili tayo ng camera, mag-donate po tayo.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just... Hi everyone, greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, Dick, a moment now to check out who. DA, take it away.
Well, Ben Simmons.
He sure has. First NBA All-Star ever out of Australia. Thanks, David. Look at the 76ers starting group. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And for Brooklyn, DeAndre Jordan is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Durant, and it's Freak in at the 2. Clark, you love these kind of games. 2 teams with huge expectations this season.
Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. I mean, this really could be a foreshadowing of the playoffs. I mean, neither side wants to give in to the other, so I think we've got 2 playoff teams here.
Hindi po tawanan yung stream ko. Nagwagwal lang po ako mga sir. Kasi po ako nakashoot.
Just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to them.
Knocked away.
Still yan, still.
Stolen by Freak. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly.
Hindi na po pantilin yung pagbubo. May TV po yung streamer.
Push it every time.
Here's Horford. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves. And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Here's Durant. It's hauled in by Harris. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Now here's Freak. Richardson cover. Jordan can't get it to go.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect. Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this
Ay, welcome po sa bagong viewer.
It's not there.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe po tayo mga sir.
Four on the clock. Pulls up on the wing. He doesn't hit that one. And Brooklyn will come the other way. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the
Share
postseason
po natin ang stream
last
natin.
year. So certainly a little
Para po
payback
kumalat
in
po
mind.
tayo at mag-trending po tayo.
In the past, you can't change that for sure. Nevertheless, a win
Ang supporter ko
would
po na
be sweet.
nagdo-donate. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
You know, guys, it's not surprising to hear that Joel Embiid gets a lot of inspiration from Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. Both came to the game late. Both represent the continent of Africa. And Embiid really kind of modeled his game after Hakeem, and that's a heck of a model.
Uy, galing.
Jordan, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Outside, Simmons. Over Irving. The 76ers with another miss. And when he first came to America, what a great story this is. Embiid's coach in Cameroon sent him a DVD of Hakeem's highlights.
And that was a good start for Embiid, and good work by you, Kevin, to dig up that factoid. Very nicely done. But you're right, Embiid said he watched that tape every day for 3 years, and you can see evidence of him watching that tape and how he plays.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first time
Nagpapa-shoutout pa pala, oh. Shoutout kay Kim Guillermo. Thank you for watching.
Do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets.
Nagkita dito yung mga komento.
Changes. Caruge has checked in for Prince. Murray comes in for Joe Harris. And Freak subbed in for Karis LeVert. And the 76ers will go for a different look here.
Ayun na, umakalas na po
The
tayo.
free throw drops for Embiid.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
Freak is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's Allen. Then there's Murray. And it's Caruge in at the 4. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Horford. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Freak in their last outing against the Raptors got the job done. He finished with 14 points, and he did a great job of letting the game come to him, connecting on a number of his shots. And his play is what allowed them to finally bust free. Snapping a losing streak like that is huge for a team's confidence. Kevin, it'll be interesting to see if he can help them get another W tonight.
All right, David, thanks. The aggressiveness, Greg, he showed the other night. We'll see if he can match that intensity here.
I'm a believer. I think he can produce at the same level tonight.
And, you know, I'm curious, guys, to see whether the defense plays him straight up, plays him honestly, or do they deny him, trap him, whatever they can do to force the ball out of his hands. We'll see.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Jordan, he's checked in for Jared Allen. Kevin Durant comes in for Murray. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
You got to recognize Simmons is a pass-first guy, which is why you can't leave somebody open around him.
And stolen by Richardson. And there's the pass to Simmons. Over Irving. No good from Simmons. Nets trail by 7. Puts it up from 17. Basket counts. KD's got his first basket.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Boy, the Sixers have come a long way in a short period of time. I mean, 2 years after finishing as the 4th worst team in the league, guys, they came within a few points of making the Eastern Conference Finals.
Harris passes to Richardson, and Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
The Nets making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. There's 1:17 left now here in the second. Just 4 to shoot.
Huh?
The 19-foot shot doesn't go that time. Good work defensively by KD. And the Sixers team has championship aspirations. Can they make it out of the East, you think?
Yeah, I think this Sixers team, guys, is very much capable of being an Eastern Conference champion. I mean, we forget about all the midseason trades they had a season ago. They didn't have a lot of time to ferment and gel. I think with a full season, training camp and a full season, with the players they have, they're going to be a force in the East for several years.
Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against Toronto. Back to Richardson. And it's Freak with the rebound.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Pass to Jordan. Freak with it, working on Horford. Lobs it up for Jordan. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. 76ers lead by 5. Rip.
What are you doing out there, Jay? Looks like you're running in the mud. I got nothing tonight, man.
Running in the mud.
Basics, all right? See your man, see the ball, all right? Make the right pass, take the open shot. All right, you're doing too much.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a quick one as both teams try to gain an edge. Clark, you ever think we'll see a player coach in the NBA again?
I don't think so, Kevin. The role is just so demanding. You know, it requires so much, and there's so much scrutiny now. I don't think you can effectively play and coach in this day and age. No, I don't think you'll see it happen.
Last one we saw was Dave Collins back in the late 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's a long time ago, man.
Boston Celtics.
Yep.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. Taking a look at the 76ers. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. Richardson attacking. And it's blocked by Jordan. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. Here's Simmons. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Horford. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Clearly out of sync to begin this half. 0 for their first 3 attempts.
Here's Freak. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick, and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in, guys, too, Rodions Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And, you know, sometimes you got to make your own breaks, make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done.
Simmons dishes to Richardson. And Durant sends it back.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
Here's Richardson, and Jordan sends it back. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan takes it out. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Jared Allen's checked in. He's got his first chance at the line here. The free throw off from Irving.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing. I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
Now here's Freak. And here's Chandler from the arc. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Coach Brett Brown with some words for his players.
It's going to take everything you got.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got DeAndre Jordan, Wilson Chandler out there with Durant, then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Freak in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Burke. Good. And Harris gets the assist. And that's 11 points for Trey Burke.
And you know what? He's shaken off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Freak with it. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
Brooklyn leading by 8. Here's Freak. Here's Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Hey, you know, Kevin, there's a reason why Jordan's a high percentage shooter. Shooting percentage a function of the kind of shots you get. He opts mainly for dunks.
Just over a minute played here in the 4th. With some arc, and that one's good. Burke. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Now here's Freak. He's covered closely. Outside Irving. Shot clock at 5. Chandler trying to free himself up. Irving misses. The 76ers trail by 8. Here's Burke. Pass to Embiid. Over Chandler. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And it's Irving with the ball for the Nets. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Now here's Freak. Richardson cover. Passes it to Chandler. Outside Irving. No good with the triple. 76ers have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Now here's Burke, guarded close, and he comes up with the deuce.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
The pass to Freak. Drills the baseline jumper. And the Nets lead by 8.
A dependable passer. Chandler doesn't just look to score. I mean, he's also good at finding his open teammates.
And the 76ers call time here.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, DeAndre Jordan.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. Not happy with the way this game is going. He said you're getting used out there on the perimeter. Inside the arc, we're doing some good things, but outside, we're a disaster. Tighten it up.
Meron pa? Anthony. Ito. Meron pa? Ha? Ito nga, oh.
Wala na, oh. Ito mo. Wala naman yun, oh. Wala na. Wala na. Natanggal ko na.
Kaya mo na ito.
Wala na, natanggal ko na. Grabe ka naman.
Tanggal yan.
Kevin, we'll see if they can close out on those shooters a little more effectively.
Irving against Simmons. Kicks it to Horford. Here's Embiid, and the dunk by Embiid.
Boy, Embiid wants to own the inside on both sides of the floor. He is a force in the paint and relishes hitting those boards.
Now here's Freak. Richardson cover. Here's Freak.
Uli.
It's deflected. 55 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Richardson the pass to Simmons. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. That's good from Simmons.
You look at Ben Simmons, and it's easy to compare him somewhat to LeBron James because he's a walking triple-double threat every game. And quite honestly, I think he's only going to get better, especially if he adds a jump shot.
Freak. That one, no good. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Here's Richardson. A shot off that time. Nice D from Chandler. And now we've got the intentional foul. Seconds left in the fourth quarter, and he commits the intentional foul. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Those are critical foul shots. Love to see him knock them down there.
And the 76ers call time here. They trail by 7. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Horford kicks to Simmons. Dish now to Embiid. Richardson gets a wide open look. Another miss by Philadelphia. Now Freak. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.
Wala ba?
Kunin mo na.
Pula, hindi masarap yan yun eh. Walang pula.
Ewan ko sa taas.
Hey Jay, friendly reminder, we've got an earlier flight than normal tonight. Bus is gonna leave on time, so make sure you're ready.
Okay, let me say hey to the fans first.
Another time, Jay.
Come on, seriously. One hey, that's it. Come on. What's up? Okay, I like the shoes. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I got you.
You're listening to Hank and the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex. Back in a bit for more on your Brooklyn Nets.
Have you or someone you love been injured? Municipal, motorized, scooter accident?
Hey, Che, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up?
I'm Ronnie from 2K.
Yeah, I know you on from social.
Oh, I appreciate it. Do you mind if I have a seat?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, you know, Coach always wants me to join these things. I know you're new to the team, so he wanted me to kind of sit with you. How are things going?
Oh man, it's good. No complaints.
Yeah, joining the league has been fun and everything.
It's been fun. It's been cool.
It's awesome. You know, I hang out with a lot of players. I'm always, you know, trying to give the advice that I can from the 2K perspective, and always sharing it. You know, I'm really good friends with Harrison Barnes, actually.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew I was at his wedding.
Nah, it would be kind of weird if I knew that.
I guess I feel like everybody should know that. All these players want to talk ratings with me, and it's always a lot of fun. You know, I don't know if you get the chance to go to an NBA player's wedding, but you got to go to an NBA player's wedding. It's like out of this world. It's crazy. You'd have so much fun. I mean, there's kids waiting to try to get in this wedding. Like there were kids trying to break in. The food was out of this world.
Kids, they get in?
The kids, no. Security tried to keep them away. They were too short. You know, like we had a strict policy where they had to be this tall to get in.
How was the food though?
The food was all right. The food was good. But I thought his wife was going to kill me because I had to explain ratings to 40 NBA players during this thing, and it was wild. And the whole time I'm sitting up there, I'm thinking about how do I get my dog into this wedding?
Oh, you got a dog?
Yeah. He got a follower on social media. So cute. Sophie_meets_world.
Sophie?
Great follow. Sophie.
Oh, nice.
Definitely got to follow Sophie. You have to actually follow as many dog Instagram accounts as you can. I love it.
Mahalang broccoli dito, 100 yan. Mga healthy yung gulay mo. Ano yan? Tawag dyan, lechugas. Ay, anong tawag dyan? Sugat. Hindi, string beans yan. Oo, yan. Manok. Kabuti. Siyak. Manok ba yun? Kala ko kabuti. Ala, kumain ka na. Huwag ka na ulit tumawag. Pinapaindik mo ako ng kain mo. Bye-bye.
game last night. Let's get everyone over here and get started. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do.
Hindi may nanonood ng live ko. Sino kaya nanonood ng live ko dyan?
Why are you there? Why are you running? Why are you there? What are you doing here?
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, mga tropa. Tuloy-tuloy lang po tayo sa mga pag-donate. Maraming salamat po sa mga viewers natin.
Hassan Whiteside is a force on the court. And Mr. I'm going to get my 2K rating up is also pretty good on the sticks, too.
He was brushing up on his 2K skills over the summer at the NBA 2K20 pre-launch party, and we sat down with him for a chat.
What's up, man? You good? Good. Have a good one. We'll do.
The Pelicans know their fans will be fired up for tonight's action. And as they came into the building, the players were plenty fired up themselves. And the game arrival sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown. Well, they are fun to watch, that's for sure, Dave. Thank you. And here's the upcoming schedule for New Orleans. On Wednesday, they'll start out on the road and play the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Then on Friday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors.
And for that game against the Trailblazers, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
So the next starting five, they've got three. Jared Allen is out there with Durant. Then it's Jordan Irving in at the one. And Wall and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Ingram the three and Zion the four. And it's Favors in at the five spot. Long season, Brent, halfway through. Some teams try to create camaraderie, team dinners and team trips, and I would think that would help.
Well, that helps with your personal savings. You're not spending.
Absolutely.
You're not
spending. No per diem spend.
Well, there's a tremendous article that was written last year about what it is that Greg Popovich created. Anything when that article came out about the Spurs dinner culture. I had people that read this, and I said, read it. I live it. Are you kidding me? But absolutely, time like that, time where you have conversation, time in front of one another, where you learn about the abilities of your teammate, because in the end, that's what ends up making you stronger. So I think those kind of things help immensely.
And here's Freak following Lonzo Ball's three. Obs it up for Jordan, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
That's where they look to him most. With arms that go on for days. Just toss that ball anywhere, and he knows what to do with it.
Back to Ball. Now Williamson. He had 25 points in the win against Orlando. 6 to shoot, and there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Kapag naka-tertiary ako, saka ako, di na mag-express ako, susundutan ko na ng food.
On defense, Brooklyn. It's a
Maganda rin naman
three-point
yung
game. And
express
that one's good. Williamson.
Parang mas maganda pa nga yun eh. Express.
Zion, no problem rising and firing away. That's a sign of a true leader.
Jordan, the pass to Freak. Durant in the corner. Gets a very good look and converts.
Yeah, that's not an assignment that I want there, Kevin. I'd rather do math homework than to try and cover that guy.
Greg, you get so
Quezon
caught
City
up in
hanggang
how
Mandaluyong.
great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, Katie doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated.
Sabi ni Mimay, dagdag 30 lang naman daw kada menu. Kada meal. Dagdag 30.
And here is Jordan following
Hindi
the three
30 lang
from
yung
Drew
dagdag.
Holiday. Comes up empty down low.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense
Okay pa rin sa akin yung ano.
and
Express.
cut him off.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
Now here's Freak following the shot by Drew Holiday. Fade away. Freak dishes to Jordan. To the right
Pwede
side.
linggo pa lang ngayon.
Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Okay.
Hindi ako naka-jacket. Nag-edsa ako.
Ano naman?
Here's Freak. And not a
Bawal
good
ba
shot
yun?
for him. They can get better looks than that. New Orleans leading by 7. Ingram passes to Holiday.
Bawal pala yun.
The shot's good. Holiday's got 7 points in the game.
A longer point guard out there, Drew Holiday, can score close into the rim with that kind of
Ngayon
size.
naman hindi pa ako
And the
naka-t-shirt.
first
Ay, hindi lang
timeout
sila
call
dana
of
yun.
the game for Brooklyn. Coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Sunduin daw natin siya mamaya. Sunduin daw natin mamaya. Lasing na yun eh. Lasing na yun. Ano makakauwi yun? Sabi nga niya, text ako mamaya. Ang ano oras. Oh.
And blocking is
Yun, sino po ba? Yung tatay ni Ira. Uncle Oner. Oo, yun nga, si ano. Uncle Digong.
Changes for New Orleans. Williamson is checked in for Hayes. Brandon Ingram comes in for J.J. Redick.
Si ano mo yun eh. Papa mo yun eh. Tatay mo yun. Si ano, stepfather. Ano, pag ito. Father-in-law.
Makes it very difficult to block.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Allen is out there with Caruge. Then it's Freak. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Durant in at the 3, the small forward. And the Nets miss.
Ah, natamad na ako yun. Nakalive ako, hindi ka mo. Yan sa'yo, chima na yung salvo mo.
Again.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Freak in their last outing against the Sixers really had a big game. He scored 12 points and a couple of boards as well. It was just his night. The effort he put forth is what allowed him to have such a big game. Kevin, we'll see if he can do that again tonight.
David, we appreciate the update. Greg, he was sensational the other night, making play after play after play.
And that's what you want. Not only was the effort there, but how about the production as well?
Well, he could do a lot of different things, so he falls into these different roles. Which will it be tonight?
Derek Favors checked in for the Pelicans. Maurice checked in for the Nets. Irving comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie, and the shot is good. The Pelican lead has been cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Freak. A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Redick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but